Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel again today. Second video for today is 3D content, and you see that I'm really far off from the usual here. That is because I made something for a friend of mine who had this idea, and yeah, this was really interesting because it was a bit out there from the usual what I do. So, what is this? I don't know if any one of you is knowledgeable about the Skylander thing. I myself have actually no idea. This toy line or this content was a bit after my time of of the appropriate age. So this is basically something that I didn't get in as a child, but in the end this is a toy line of so the original Skylanders is like toys that you can put together in various different ways in the end, so basically like a mix and match sort of thing, I think, at least. And the idea was to make a model of something that they didn't do in the original, but rather that would be interesting, like an idea. So the interesting thing for me in this case is making an animal part, so that looks anatomically correct and that doesn't look cartoonish. So the idea was to make a spider leg that actually looks like a real-time spider leg. So I took the time to look at spiders, to look at their physiology, how they are, how the whole thing looks and how the whole thing is set up. Looked a bit on the anatomy. And this was really interesting because I could basically reuse a few skills that I had earlier. If anyone remembers, I made the first set of hair for the draw character back in January or February. And when I did this, I tried to give the hair streaks, and it didn't really work because it looked weird. But I noticed that the same technique would actually work for this, because these spiders seem to have these special hairs on their legs. I guess, I don't know. I actually didn't look into why they have them. Or how they work, but so I tried to replicate them, and as you can see, I'm mostly using the extrusion tool and a bit of tessellation. So since I can't extrude or tessellate points, I have to tessellate around the points and then use extrusion to make these little extra hairs on the leg parts. And this is really interesting. At some point I thought about just copy pasting the parts, but this apparently didn't work because they have different length, they have different thickness, and I wanted to make sure to encompass the whole the real feel. I wanted to have it look realistic, which I think I achieved here. And this was really interesting. As you can see, I'm trying to copy paste here, but apparently this doesn't work. So I had to do the leg again, which was fine. Because it really basically gave me a way to by repeating to hone the skill, to basically get an idea of how this all works. There's actually a bit of cut of footage because when I first did the thicker part in front, the app crashed, the software crashed a few times because for some reason I tried to use the symmetry tool first and crashed, and when I put out the symmetry tool, the whole thing still crashed on me, so I had to actually do the thick part of the leg twice. So basically I made a first version and it crashed when I tried to make the hairs, so I had to make it again. And when I did it, then it worked fine, so I could make it. Yeah. And this, all in all, it was a really interesting thing to study anatomy that is not human, and to actually basically make this by scratch. I probably use this for the animation of the rigging tutorial, if I do a rigging tutorial in my tutorial series. I don't know about that yet. I mean, this would be Death 3D content, which is documented, but I guess since I'm working with Death 3D and Hexagon, I will include Hexagon content as well. If you have any ideas about this, let me know in the comments. If you want to see the content, the Death 3D content, if you say you don't want to see it, let me know down below, so I yeah, can adjust accordingly. Also, a bit of an interesting side fact that I just put in here to fill the time. I'm honest here. No, what is really interesting is that the legs of spiders actually don't have real muscles. Instead, they work like some kind of hydraulic machinery, basically. So they're filled with fluid, and by putting pressure on this, they can move their legs, which is kind of fascinating, actually. Yeah, but turning to the side, the last thing I made now, the last thing I made for the leg is actually the foot. What is, yeah, the foot actually don't get any hairs, because from what I could see, the spider legs, the feet, the last appendages don't have any hairs on them. Yeah, fiddled a bit with the size of different parts so that it would look about the right size, and then I made the UV maps, as you can see, so that I could put correct textures on them and not just have them a flat color in the end. Yeah, as you know by now, I'm usually cutting tubes at one angle, and then just, yeah, I have a good workout so far. So I got into a little bit of trouble by doing this because of the structure and the scene. So I made everything group before I put on the UV maps, which yeah, gave me a bit of trouble at this point, but yeah, I learned something new. And then I copy pasted the legs, so legs that just really symmetrically copy pastes. And then I decided, hey, I can go a step further and at least do some marginal small eyes, and they're just balls. I just put 8 spheres on this with one texture for all of them to have eyes. And the interesting part was, or another interesting part was, adding a base on this with a skull on it per request. And yeah, this is really I mean, the base in itself wasn't that hard, but actually doing the skull was actually easier than I thought. So I actually thought, okay, I tried to do skulls before, and it was like, okay, I'm not sure if I can do this, and sure if I can do this right. So I was I was a bit reluctant to try, or I was a bit worried to try, but this really turned out better than I expected. So yeah, this is basically the whole thing that I made. I have a render of it at the very end of it. Anyhow, this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and the content. If you do, think about subscribing, and thanks for watching, and see you guys around.